let's just talk about that because it's been out there. There's a lot of talk about it. There's conspiracies galore. The president's attorney is really talking about it, and we're just trying to get some fact and fiction separated here about it. It's just very strange what's being alleged in some of this.
Yeah, and some of the information that we received about what may be going on with Dominion came from a reliable source, but that source may have gotten the information from one that's not as reliable. We don't know.
Well, we're just asking. We're trying to we're sitting on the back porch trying to talk through this. I mean,
but is there not a suggestion that there is a move right now for us to confiscate some of the I guess the servers that are behind
correct.
that are behind Dominion?
We've heard a report of that. Yes.
All right. 866 we be big, and we're getting some emails from some people who claim they know a little more about it. It feels a little creepy, and so we'll see what happens. Mike is in Huntsville, 100.3 The River. If you want to call us, you can get in now at 866 we be big. Mike, go ahead.
Hey guys, as far as the voting scheme going on, it just comes down to a pretty simple fact to me that if you want a free and fair and trustworthy election system, you don't use a software that is designed to be manipulated. Why? I mean, that shouldn't even be a feature for voting.
Yeah, and that's what they're reporting, that you literally can change numbers and run algorithms in it to take percentages of votes here and there and all this kind of stuff. So I was kind of curious too. If your voting software, to me, should not have an option in it where you can change numbers, right?
That makes sense.
Not at all.
And
not at all. That's an admission of guilt to me right there in itself.
Helmsy, you can speak to this from some of the interviews that I've heard, and I'm certainly sitting there as a novice, and they're trying to put it in language I can understand. They're acting like if you get access to these machines and these servers, you can simply look and see what kind of manipulation codes they use.
Yeah.
It'll tell you exactly what they were trying to do. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And
and it goes back to our discussion yesterday about we do need to formalize this over states, because if you're doing something in one state and something in another, it is easier to hide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you've got to go to 50 different presidential
and they'll
elections,
never look here. We're in this county over,
Well, here's the problem. This is the centralized system. That's what's scary, that they could manipulate multiple places from one spot.
Daryl in Florida.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Daryl, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how can we count pandemic cases every day and we can't count votes? We need to get Johns Hopkins to count the votes.
Get Johns Hopkins.
So true.
That's really good. But when's the last time you heard anybody had flu? All right, let's go to I finally had it happen, by the way, yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somebody was certain they had COVID, and finally they were told, you just got the flu. Your COVID test is, and it was the good one. It was a show enough good one.
Yeah.
And they're like, why do I feel this way? And they said, you do remember the flu, don't you?
Yeah. Flu's pretty rough.
Yeah. You don't have COVID. You have the flu. Mm-hmm. When's the last time you heard the flu? Yeah. Let's go to Bob in Coleman. Bob, go ahead. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob, go ahead.
Let's go, Bob. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Yes. There was a lady on Newsmax last night who has basically says she's got a whistleblower. She's one of the investigators. And that guy worked for Hugo Chavez, and they use the same contraption there, and he can show you how they flip the vote and able to flip the vote within the machine.
Well,
so I don't know. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any credibility. Yeah, see if there's any credibility out there. Because one thing when you're doing all this, you have to weed out, the credibility factor. Is this a credible person? Can we confirm this? But if we go and get these servers, that ought to be.
Where are the checks and balances before the election? Who does that?
Well, it seems like you would have to have some election officials that are monitoring that. And like the caller said the other day, you have a production line, you take off random pieces of whatever you build, and you do quality checks to be sure everything is running. So what are those quality checks if you have a computerized voting system?
I mean,
that's a fair question.
It is, and I don't want to downplay anyone's role in this, but is it Roy that owns a business in this area that just happens to do this on the side, or have we got qualified people in there looking at this?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right, because I don't know if you've seen the median age that's usually running the in-person vote.
That's my point.
Yeah,
I mean,
first of all, who's going to take a day off work and say I'll be down there all day? I mean,
that's why a lot of this stuff needs to be cleaned up, and we need oversight. And I mean, there are things we need oversight for.
Let's go to the Georgia person. Said they have firsthand knowledge.
All right, Georgia, go ahead.
Means I got it on Facebook.
Yeah, I did not get this on Facebook. How are you doing?
Good. We're great. How are you?
Good.
That was a joke.
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to let you know that, I am involved in a lot of areas of this in the election. One of the things that people don't understand is that, and I'm just going to clarify first of all, that most of our election officials, most of these county offices are very above board.
Yeah, I agree.
The state of Georgia, we know about what 10 counties are causing the problems. Let me tell you something about the absentee ballots, and we're not going to get into the signature. That's chasing a rabbit here for right now. But do you know those ballots can be rescanned and rescanned and rescanned? It does not send up a red flag.
Really?
There's no barcode. There's no QR code. There's nothing on that ballot that tags it to a voter. So when you get a county, for example, one of the counties that closed down at 10:30 and counted votes for 3 hours with no oversight, all they had to do was get a stack of ballots that they liked and just rescan them. We were wondering why they wanted all these absentee ballots. They had to have a paper trail for just what we're doing, the audit.
Yeah, one of the things we have to point to, and even with this information that Bubba got today, one of the things they're talking about is this kind of orchestrated, we're done counting tonight and we're shutting down unofficially.
Poll watchers go home.
Yeah, everybody go home.
But hey, we're here to 1:30.
Yeah, and everybody keeps on counting. That's I mean, can anybody look at that and say, well, there's nothing to that?
So did that happen for sure in Georgia, and what counties did that happen in?
I don't want to say exactly what counties, but it's the ones that have been in the news.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
That's good
but
info.
let me tell you something else. While doing the audit, and I'm an official Georgia person with a certain party, with an elephant, and while we're sitting there waiting to do the audit, and I'm in a small county, numerous people came in to go ahead and get their absentee ballot application. And people came in there to register, not even knowing. They were like, I want to register as a Democrat. And you're sitting there going, we don't register in our state by party.
Right.
And so we've already got people coming in trying to go ahead and steal the Senate election. And it's already in play. This was planned out from the midterms election, and they know what they're doing now. They figured out the holes in the system, and they're going after it.
Wow.
Let me ask you this too. In Georgia, when can you register the day of the election, or when is the cutoff date?
No, there's always a cutoff day, usually 30 days before the election, before a primary, before whatever. And
that prevents people from just coming over the border in bus loads and registering and voting and then going home.
Yes, sir, but that doesn't keep them from busing them in over the lines to do that in the middle. We watched them do it during the midterm elections for the governor. We watched them come in by the bus loads. They would feed them, fill them out forms, and send them back. We had pictures. Nobody did anything.
That's the problem. Is anybody going to do anything, even if you point that these things happen? Can you get anything done?
No. And I believe Fulton County, right before the cutoff, had 139,000 change of addresses previous to the cutoff for this election.
So when you have that much paperwork, it just floods the system. There's no way to go and verify all that. I mean, if you have 100, you can put some agents on it, but when you have those kind of numbers, there's no way, right?
Correct.
Goodness.
Well, thank you, ma'am, for calling.
That's pretty straightforward.
It was. That was good info.
That's right there.
We need more people like that to discuss this with.
Yep. She said the holes are there, and they found them, and they know how to work them. And until you get them holes filled up, they're going to keep on using them. We'll be back. More of the Rick and Bubba Show coming up right after this.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.